Welcome to another episode of Toya Talks Wrestling, and today we're going to talk about some of the things that happened on Raw, February 24th, 2025. This was actually a damn good Raw. I don't know if it made up for SmackDown last week, but it's pretty good. There was a women's IC match, a women's tag match. We got a surprise from Cody Rhodes and a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the things. So it starts off with Logan Paul. They were in Cincinnati, Ohio, and basically Logan Paul's just dogging the city out and all the stuff. Talk about he don't really need to be there, but you know what? He's gonna grant Cincinnati a gift and have Logan Paul there. And Logan Paul starts talking about how basically he's going to win the chamber, how he's going up against 3 doorknobs, which I'm guessing is Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and the other one. I forget. And then John Cena. And then he was talking shit and all this other stuff like that. And CM Punk comes out, right? And Logan Paul's like, dude, what is your problem with me? It's like you're jealous, right? You're just jealous because I got to as far as I got as before you and everything else. You're just jealous. And Punk is like, you know what? Honestly, I don't have a problem with you. I mean, other than you have a big ass mouth and everything else like that. But other than that, I don't have a problem with you. And the people that you named, these are history makers. And you are just a flash in the pan. Look, I don't know what CM Punk is cooking in a pan that flashes, but okay. Like AJ Lee, I hope you do the cooking because I don't know what your husband's cooking that is flashing in the pan. Anyways, and he's like, we're the one that they make moments and stuff like that. Because, but don't worry, I owe you one. I'll make sure I'm gonna eliminate you for, basically throwing me over the rope at Royal Rumble and eliminated me. So I got your number and stuff like that. They went back and forth a little bit and everything. It ended up with Logan Paul slapping CM Punk and running away, obviously, because he's a coward. But I don't know, but CM Punk would end up bleeding. I don't know how he ended up bleeding. I don't know if he did something like maybe he had a capsule. I don't know why he was bleeding or something like that, but he was bleeding a little bit from his lip. But it was a good promo, it was a good segment. I don't know what this means, if this means anything. I still think that CM Punk and John Cena are like pretty much guaranteed. Those two are guaranteed to win. One of them is guaranteed to win the chamber. But I could probably, if it's not CM Punk, I can probably see maybe Logan Paul and CM Punk at the chamber. I'm not at the chamber, at WrestleMania, maybe on night 1. And then I can possibly see like him like saying like, oh, if I get the favor from Paul Heyman and Paul Heyman can, I don't know, do something and they could have put him in for night 2 or something like that. I don't know. Or whatever. Or, Cody Rhodes had that offer last week. I could see Punk probably taking Rock's offer and still fight. I don't know. I don't know what this means or anything else like that. But also Logan Paul also was backstage and he ran into AJ Styles and he basically talked shit to AJ Styles. I could see maybe AJ Styles and Logan Paul having a match at WrestleMania as well. I don't really know and I'm not really sure, but we'll see what happens after the chamber. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. So we had a triple threat match between Luke Kaiser, Pete Dunne, and Penta. This was actually the first triple threat match we had since moving to Netflix. It was really good. I was really surprised by how good it was. Not really, but I was surprised at who won, which was Luke Kaiser. I really thought they were going to give that win to Penta. I don't know what this means. I don't know where they're going with this. I mean, Penta only has fighting like these two people, except for Chad Gable, of course, when the first match when he started. But he has been fighting these people. I thought maybe he would have won and he would have moved on to like other opponents, but I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's happening, but it was a very good match. Anyways, moving on. So Rhea Ripley was interviewed. They interviewed her in the crowd, basically talking about, yeah, I know you're gonna be watching Elimination Chamber, but you still have a match after Elimination Chamber with Io Sky. You never beaten Io Sky before. What are you thinking? Like, what's going on? And Rhea's like, it's true. I've never beaten Io Sky before, but that was like 5 years ago. And since the 5 years have passed, I have changed. I have become a better person, a better champion. I have beaten the best of the best. The Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Liv Morgan, people like that. Io Sky, I will beat her as well, and she'll just be another notch on my belt, pretty much. And Io Sky comes and basically said something in Japanese, and then said, I will beat you on that Monday after Elimination Chamber. My thoughts about this is, I don't think that Rhea, I don't think Io beats Rhea. I just don't think so. I don't think that's what's going to happen. She might beat her clean. I don't know. I don't know what it means for Io. If she goes to WrestleMania, how does she get there? I don't know. But I think Rhea, obviously Rhea's going to beat her. Whether it's clean or not, I'm not sure. But we'll see after. We'll see next week. So the new Day, I think that's what they're called. They come out and then I guess they must have had some kind of a promo during the commercial break, because there was a commercial and then they were talking and they came back and they were fighting against LWO's Joaquin Wilde and the other one. What's his name? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, they end up winning, and then Dragon Lee comes out and tries to save the LWO because they were getting beat up by the new Day. And he tried his best, but the new Day ended up getting the best of Dragon Lee, and they ended with that. I still think that Rey Mysterio, because he's out on injury, he comes back and he teams up with Big E. And we'll see Big E at WrestleMania. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that a lot of people say that I said that he was gonna come back at Rumble, and I've already made this thing that if he was gonna come back on Rumble, New Day would have been in Rumble. Okay, so I think WrestleMania is a good time. Because neither one of these people are doing anything at WrestleMania, right? As far as we know. So let's just have them fight at WrestleMania. It's fine. We don't need them to be on the ticket to know that we're going to buy tickets, okay? We got Jay and Gunther. We got Cody versus whoever, and stuff like that. So that right there alone, that's enough. That should be enough for you guys to just buy tickets and stuff like that. I mean, people buy tickets to WrestleMania before they even knew who was on the card. So, I don't know. So, I don't really know if we put it on the card for a draw. We don't need to. I'm like, I would love to be surprised that, Big E is back. It was kind of like, it would be kind of like when, they had, what was a fatal 4-way for the tag titles, and the Hardys came back. Like, we didn't know the Hardys was gonna be on the ticket. And look how excited that crowd was. Imagine the pop when you hear Big E's music at WrestleMania, whether it's night 1 or night 2. My God, how awesome would that be? Just gotta be patient and wait, guys. That's what I'm thinking, right? Clip this. Big E returns for WrestleMania 41. I'm saying it now. Anyways, let's move on. So they had a backstage segment with the Judgment Day, where Finn Balor was saying that Dominic Mysterio, it was his fault that he didn't win against AJ and gets speared by Braun Breaker, which leads to a match that they would have later on tonight with Braun Breaker, and that he failed. And then Dominic Mysterio's like, well, you didn't win against Seth Rollins and everything else, so it's your fault, and all this other stuff, talking about how he wants another member for the Judgment Day. Finn Balor is like, nope, no new members, no new friends, no new friends. Anyways, and then Liv Morgan comes in, and then I think it was Carlito was like, y'all, just stop fighting, like, just come on, man, like, just not fight anymore. And he's like, no, he needs to hear this, blah blah blah. Liv Morgan comes in and she's like, y'all are still fighting about this, like, come on now. It's like, y'all, you need to help Dom win his match against Braun Breaker. I'm gonna win the Chamber. We're gonna win the tag titles because they're going against Bianca Belair and Naomi for the tag title, which was the main event of the night. You guys go do your thing, we'll do our thing. He's like, okay, well, we'll worry about us, you worry about you. That's what Finn said. And he's like, don't worry about it, we got this, right? Let's go ahead and just fast forward to Dominic fighting Braun Breaker. In the beginning, Braun Breaker pretty much spears Dominic in half, but because of Judgment Day's Carlito and Finn being out there, it was he didn't get the pin, he was being distracted, being pulled away. Eventually, Braun Breaker ends up winning by DQ because Finn Balor and Carlito get involved where they pull Braun out the ring and they start beating his ass and stuff like that, right? Eventually they pull him back in the ring. Finn went to go get a chair. While he was going to go get a chair, Carlito got speared the fuck out and, and turned around to see Finn, and Finn pretty much slithered away outside the ring and just snuck away and everything else. So, not very good on Finn's part, because Finn did not help Dom win and stuff like that. And I don't know, do they kick Finn out just to bring a new member in? And they do bring the new member in. Who is the new member? Personally, I just want Judgment Day to just go away. Like, we can do something between Liv, Dom, and Raquel. That's fine. But it's kind of like, what is the point? I don't know. Unless they bring someone in worth saving the Judgment Day and refuel them up again. It's kind of like with me when I had thought about, like, with Bloodline. And I was like, I'm sick of the Bloodline. But when I brought Sammy in, I was like, okay. It perked me back up to, like, okay. So they could do something like that. Bring, like, maybe someone, like, I don't know who. Someone to perk up the Judgment Day or something like that. I'm all for it. But other than that, I was like, just do something with Dom and Liv and have Raquel on the side or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I will talk about the women's tag match later. But let's move on. We had a Gunther promo. Gunther was in his wrestling gear. He's ready to fight. Gunther was like, he was really angry that Jey Uso picked him and that it was not worth his time and stuff like that. But now he's beginning to like the idea of Jey Uso picking him because now he could, humiliate Jey and just make him look like a fool. And he said that he was ready to fight and give other people an opportunity and a chance. Went to Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce said yes. So he hadn't picked his opponent, and his opponent was Tozawa. And Tozawa's out there, he comes out there and everything else, and Gunther's like, you chose to fight me, you should have not, you're becoming like Jey Uso, making bad choices and everything else. And he went and talked to Pat, because, Pat was talking about how anything can happen at WrestleMania and any given night and everything else. And Pat's like, yeah, right? And he goes and turns back to Tozawa, and he's like, I want you to earn my respect. I want you to earn my respect. Starts pushing Tozawa and everything else. Come on, earn my respect, earn my respect. Tozawa pretty much kicks him in the face. Tozawa had some good offense against, Gunther and everything else like that. It was like one of those moments where you're like, it's like the little guy versus the big guy. You know that Gunther's gonna win because Gunther obviously won. But it's like you see, like Tozawa, you're like, man, go ahead, man. This is it, man. This is it. It's like you're fighting for the little guy. You know, the little guy got a damn chance, but it's like, he had a close call with a 2.5 count and everything else. I'm just like, he was doing great. I'm like, you go Tozawa. I'm like, you're not gonna win this match, but damn, dude, you go, little boy. You go, little bro. Like, you do what you need to do, man. Like, this is great. I love like this kind of moments. Obviously, Gunther puts him in a sleeper hold, and Tozawa is so small, and Gunther is so big that he pretty much put him in a sleeper hold, or just Tozawa was just hanging. I hate using that word, but that's what he was doing. He was literally hanging out of his arms, and he passed out, and Gunther won. And then Otis comes in, and he tries to check on, obviously, Tozawa, his friend, and then Gunther got Otis, and eventually Jey Uso comes, and Gunther runs away. He's about to come back, and Jey Uso sees him. He's like, opens up the ropes, like, you want to come on in, right? And he ends up leaving and stuff like that. And everybody was yeeting. Later on, we see Jey Uso again, pretty much telling Bianca Belair and Naomi good luck. I mean, Naomi is his sister-in-law after all. And he was telling him good luck and all this other stuff and everything else. And runs out. And he runs into Austin Theory and Grayson Waller from H-Town Down Under. And Grayson Waller is pretty much doing all the talking about, are you going to apologize to what happened to Tozawa? Because it seems like anybody who's friends with you or who knows you or anything else like that is in trouble, and all this other stuff, and how no one in the locker room and no one around online believes that you can be able to beat Gunther and you don't have a stand a chance and stuff like that. And Jey Uso is basically like, I get it. No one thinks I can win. No one thinks I can beat Gunther, but I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm going to become champion, all this other stuff, right? And he's like, yeet. He's been yeeting all day, right? And he said yeet. And when he did the yeet, so did Austin Theory. And Grayson Waller looked at Austin Theory and was like, what are you doing? Why are you yeeting? Right? And they're going back and forth and everything. And he's like, I don't know, it's just a force of habit or something like that. And he's like, don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about it. He goes, and he's like, and then Grayson Waller turns around to look at Jay. Jay super kicks him. And there's another yeet and then left. So, I don't know what is going on between Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I'm not sure what's going on there. Are they going to break them up too? I have no idea. But as far as like Jey Uso goes, you already know my stance. Jay's winning WrestleMania. I already see it. It's going to be one of those feel-good moments, and I can't wait. Anyways, let's move on. We had the women's IC title. Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria, who is the champ. This was a really good match. I enjoyed the match. Maybe other people didn't enjoy the match, but I actually enjoyed the match. I wish this match was a little bit longer. It only went up for 8 minutes. I wish it went longer. They did towards the end of the match get a this is a awesome match and a holy shit match because it did some pretty good moves, but Lyra Valkyria retained, and Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria, they hugged and she congratulated her and everything else. Lyra was on the ropes, just doing her fanfare, I guess you would call it, whatever. Then you see Ivy Niles attack Dakota Kai on the ramp, but Lyra Valkyria didn't see anything because she was facing like the crowd and stuff like that, so she didn't see anything, and she attacked, and then Ivy Niles attacked Lyra Valkyria as well, and pretty much beat the shit out of her. It was brutal, right? So later on, you had Ivy Niles being praised by the Creed brothers, saying, "Oh, you did a good job, and you beat her ass, blah blah blah, and everything else like that." And then I think was it Cassie Kelly or Jackie Redmond, one of them, comes in and says, "Why, you pretty much beat the crap out of Live with Akira, this is your way of getting back into the picture for the IC title. And Ivy Niles like, well, of course it is, duh, right? Goes, look, I'm gonna keep beating the crap until she gives me another title shot. The Creed brothers have a title shot next week against the War Raiders. We told Chad Gable that we're gonna bring back gold, and then the War Raiders attacked the Creed brothers, and then you had the officials come and separate them. That's pretty much it. I don't know if the Creed brothers beat the War Raiders or not. Not exactly sure. But I could see Ivy Niles beating Lyra Valkyria for the title. That could be something. I could see that. I don't know about the tag titles, but I could probably see the IC being switched over to Ivy Niles. But it was a good segment. Anyways, moving on. So we had a backstage sit-down interview with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, they asked, who was it? I think it was Cassie Kelly. Or could have been Jackie Redmond. I never know. Don't ask me. Anyways, we had a sit-down moment with Sami Zayn. They asked, about Sami going. They asked Sami about Kevin going into his house and everything else. And Sami's like, I don't understand. Why would anybody do that? Why would he do that? And he talks about how Sami went to his house, but Kevin wasn't there. But Kevin's mom was there, and he talked to Kevin's mom for a little bit, and how Sami felt bad that he actually went to his house and everything else, and how they're bringing in the family members into this and all this other stuff. And he said that he's not sure who the man he has become. He's not sure of the man who Kevin has become. He's like, yeah, we've been here before and stuff like that, but things are different now. It is just like, I don't know what he's capable of. I don't know what I'm capable of. He says it scares him, right? He doesn't know if he likes the person he's becoming right now and everything else. So that's pretty much what went on. It was a good interview. It's gonna be a great match this Saturday between those two. I can't wait. I don't know what happens. I don't know if Randy comes in or not. I'm actually wondering. Now, the more I get towards the Elimination Chamber, the more I don't want Randy nowhere involved, right? Because we can have this to where it can go to WrestleMania. I'm all for it. I don't know what Randy does at WrestleMania, but I actually have an idea, and we'll get to that. But if we can go to WrestleMania with these two, I'm all for it. But it was a good segment. I really enjoyed the interview. Anyways, let's move on. So let's talk about the main event, and then I'll get to the Cody Rhodes last. So let's talk about the main event. So we had the women's tag team titles: Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. This was a good match. This was a lot of close calls. A lot of freaking just interruptions from Dominic Mysterio and just Raquel and everything else. There was a lot. There was probably a lot more than I would expected, but there was a lot of close calls. There was a lot of things where I was like, wow, this was kind of a really good match for a Monday. And stuff like that. It ended up with basically Raquel Rodriguez pretty much slams Bianca Belair onto the announce table. Liv Morgan pretty much getting Naomi bombed, or whatever she called that damn bomb thing she called. Dominic Mysterio interferes. Naomi was about to do the split off the top rope, and she gets interrupted by Raquel, which Raquel ends up pushing her off the rope, and Liv Morgan gets the pin for the win. So they are now the tag team champions for the third time. Liv Morgan is killing it once again. She's killing it. I had said last week that more than likely, if going to the chamber, that more than likely that Naomi and Bianca will probably lose the titles before the Chamber. That's what I said last week. I don't know if I said on Raw or SmackDown, but I said last week that they are going to lose the title match, which makes sense. I don't know if this means that at Elimination Chamber we find out who attacked Jade. Now I don't know if we find out after the fact or after the match or during the match, but we'll find out who attacked. I'm pretty sure we will probably find out on Elimination Chamber. If not, then probably that SmackDown after Elimination Chamber. I'm thinking, because it's like I still think that Bianca Belair will probably win the Chamber. Unless they want to do the triple threat with Io and Liv interrupts Io and Rhea's match, but I don't see why they would. They're probably good. I mean, I can see probably Liv because she's been in a lot of them. Maybe they might do it, but I really don't want to see a triple threat match with Liv Morgan. Let Liv Morgan defend her title with Raquel for the tag title against someone else at WrestleMania and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that Bianca wins and we find out like later that either Naomi or Bianca. I'm going with Bianca. A lot of people are saying it's Naomi. It could be Naomi. I'm going with Bianca Belair. Like, I get it. People will say, well, they're not going to turn her heel and everything else like that, which is fine by me. But I still think Bianca should win. I still think Bianca should be the one who did it. But I said it's either Naomi or Bianca. We know that for sure. I say it's Bianca. Could be Naomi as well. Both of them are my answers, but I'm going for 1A Bianca. Like I said last time, 1A Bianca, 1B Naomi. But this was a good match. A lot of like interruption, distractions, shit like that. It was ridiculous. But congratulations to the new tag title winners, Raquel and Liv. Hopefully this can put some stuff on Raquel. Maybe can give her some confidence and everything else like that. She looked great out there, by the way. Everything's great. So a lot of people thought that Jay was gonna come on this day. Jay was gonna come out, and I was like, nah. I think after Elimination Chamber she should come out, honestly. But let's go ahead and go on to the last thing, with the segment with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. So Cody Rhodes comes out, which was a cool surprise. I was actually smiling when Cody Rhodes came out. I saw Cody Rhodes, when I heard Cody's music, I'm like, wow, what's Cody doing there? Like, this is great. Like, wow, what a great surprise. I was generally happy. Like, I was actually happy and surprised. I actually, like, smiled. I was like, oh, wow. So Cody Rhodes comes out. He talks about what happened on SmackDown. Talks about how The Rock wants him to sell his soul to The Rock, and that the Cody Rhodes would never have to struggle or work or just, have a lighter schedule. Would be like, everything would be on easy street for Cody Rhodes, right? It's like, you don't have to do this. You don't want to fight that person, you don't have to fight that person. You don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. You want to be champion, everything else. Make everything so fucking easy. Got that Roman, get that Roman Reigns fucking status, right? And he's like, when he goes, it's temporary offering because, I got a family. It's not just my wife and my kid. I got the Nightmare faction with his gym, his school. You got brothers and sisters and a mom to take care of and nephews that are in the business. He wants to make it easy for them and everything else and all this other stuff. And he was talking about how, the offer is great and everything else. And then you have Seth Rollins comes out and pretty much was like, Cody Rhodes, what the hell are you thinking? Like, what are you doing? Like, where's your mind at right now? Like, you can't do this, right? You cannot do this. Like, you can't be like taking this offer. Like, don't you remember last year You and we fought the Bloodline. We fought Rock. We fought Roman. I fought, you know, I helped you win that title that you holding right there and everything else like that. Well, first Rollins said that, he wanted to, welcome him back to Raw. He wanted to shake his hand, but, he wasn't there for that. He was pretty much trying to talk some common sense into, Cody Rhodes. And Cody was like, you can't do that. He's like, don't make me regret helping you at WrestleMania. Right? I was your shield and everything else. Don't make me regret it. And Cody Rhodes pretty much was like, after our match at Hell in a Cell, you put a sledgehammer into my back after I shook your hand. You put a chair towards Roman's back after you wanted to join the Authority and everything else. You sold your soul to the Authority, and you changed the trajectory of your friendship with Roman and everything else. And that's why you're not talking to Roman now and stuff like that. Pretty much giving him receipts. But he goes, but you also were my shield. You were my brother. You did help me get this championship and everything else. So then Seth Rollins was starting to feel bad. And he was like, look, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I've made. I guess you could say I'm trying to protect you from the things I did. Because once I made that choice, it's been eating me alive, and I've been hateful ever since. I've had this hate in me. Granted that sometimes the hate is towards the right people, like Roman Reigns and CM Punk, but sometimes it's not. I don't want to hate you, Cody. I don't want to have to hate you. You're a grown man. You can do whatever you want to do. But when I win the Chamber, and I face you at WrestleMania, I want to face the man who beat me at WrestleMania 38, the man that was fighting with one arm in Hell in a Cell, the man that pushed me to my limit whenever we fought. I don't want to work with or fight some soulless Cody Rhodes. It was a great segment. He's like Cody Rhodes, is that title too much for you? Is that title becoming a burden for you? Because if it is, because it wouldn't for me. It didn't for me. It's not for me. He's like, if you can't handle being champion, Cody, I'll take it off your hands for you. You know what I'm saying? And everything else. Then it ended up with Rollins basically saying, I'm not after your soul. I'm just going to be after that title. And ends up walking away. And that was the end of the segment. And it was a great segment. It was great. It was fun. Obviously, I think Cody Rhodes is going to say no. You have like 5 days to think about things. I don't know what he says at SmackDown. I don't know what's going to happen. So a lot of people say that it's possible that, Cody will say no. And some people are talking about how CM Punk will, take The Rock's offer if The Rock offers it to him. I mean, first of all, we don't even know if The Rock is offering the same offer that he's offering to Cody Rhodes, right? Right? He wants Cody Rhodes to be his champion because Cody Rhodes already is champion. Why would he offer a champion to people who are not champion? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. People saying that he might offer CM Punk. He might offer John Cena. One of them will turn heel. One of them will turn, not heel, not even heel, it's corporate, right? I was thinking that maybe it's neither one of these guys. Maybe it's like Randy Orton, right? Maybe, Randy Orton owes Kevin Owens a receipt. But, he might be like, maybe Kevin Owens was right. Maybe Cody wasn't as good as this person he thinks I thought he was. Maybe you see how Randy Orton was eyeing that title. And it wouldn't be the first time that Randy Orton, went corporate, went to the other side and worked for the quote unquote authority. Do you remember when he fucking cashed in on fucking, was it Daniel Bryan? When he was, and Triple H was the, the referee at the time. Do you all remember that? So I could possibly see Randy Orton, talking to The Rock and Cody Rhodes, losing that friend as well. Cause I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking way off the rails here. I get it. I understand. I understand perfectly, but I could see it being a thing. I can also see that The Rock comes in and disputes the seventh member of the chamber and says, fuck it. And going after Cody himself. I don't know. Not at the chamber, but this after the chamber, maybe The Rock goes in. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Right? And the only reason why I don't think it's CM Punk, because where is the favor lie in? Like, I guess maybe you could have a favor to where if CM Punk does it, then maybe have a favor that the Roman takes care of The Rock. But it's like, why would they do that? I don't know. So many stuff, right? So much stuff. I know it's crazy. I was thinking about that, right? I was thinking about that because it's like, I don't want to see John Cena go heel. CM Punk. I mean, CM Punk already does not like The Rock, so why would he work for The Rock? Maybe Drew McIntyre might do the deal and sell his soul, but it's kind of like, well, first of all, how do we even know that this is like, oh, well, if you don't take it, I'm going to give it to somebody else. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. There's so much. But I could totally see Randy Orton doing this. Like, I can totally see Randy Orton being that guy. Being that guy who takes The Rock's offer and says, hey, you want to be champion? I'll let you be champion. I'll make it easier for you. Give him that offer. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. But I still think that Cody Rhodes is either going to fight CM Punk or John Cena. Whether it's a heel Punk or heel Cena, I don't know. We shall see. Anyways, Elimination Chamber should be interesting. Can't wait to talk about it and have that out for you on Thursday with Tim. And yeah, if there's anything else coming up, obviously you'll hear it from me last, because I'm never first. Till then, I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.